Good night, folks. Welcome back to the Afro View. This is the second episode. Right? Last week we dealt with the introduction, explaining to you guys what the Afro View is about. I just want to reiterate because I'm still getting some questions. What it is about. Right? Basically, what we want to do at the Afro View is discuss some of the burning issues that we have within the community, within the African community specifically, and put some solutions or some ideas as to some of the solutions that we may be able to put forward and how it will help fix some of the issues that we have in the community. Right? So ultimately that's what it is, right? I just wanted to just touch back on that point. But tonight we're dealing with black business support and why it is
why we should do that.
Yeah,
why
it is
necessary.
Important. Yeah. Why it is important to support, right? So first I will deal with the definition of support because I think that's a big deal, right? According to the dictionary, the definition of support is showing any type of assistance, mainly financial, behind a particular person, business, or thing, right? So that is the definition of support, right? So the different ways in this time in 2020.
In 2020, there are a few ways you could support a business, a black-owned business. You could go directly to the business and purchase. Word of mouth, I went by Swagg, Swagg by Swagg. I went by Swagg. The service was so professional. Look at my hair, look how good I'm looking. You're telling people that I support as well. Swagg and plenty of other black businesses have social media handles. They come up on your feed, it doesn't take nothing to just click share, click and send, because somebody in your feed might be scrolling through, they're looking for a reliable barber or reliable any service, and they preferably want to spend the money within the community, and they see, I didn't know we had that, click. You just support that business because they see that on your feed. That is a way to support as well. Right? And these are things we have to start with more.
Right. And I was watching a situation on Facebook recently with a post that my sister-in-law shared, right? That she do when she has specials for Christmas and things. And everybody liking. I said, but nobody share any posts. Right? So by liking it, yes, people will see that you like the post and whatever, but by sharing it now, you give your seal, you give your stamp of approval on this particular business that, hey, we supporting this business for Christmas. If you're looking for pastel, thing, you're checking out tasteful delights. Right? So those are just some of the ways to show your support. Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, you're sharing the information. Nobody say that you have to always spend your money in the business.
No.
Right? But as a people, we need to be a little more excited about one another business,
Because
I just feel proud. I feel proud to say, watch me here. Substance over hype, Nubian Experience, right? I tell everybody this, my friend, my school friend. You understand? I just feel proud to say my brethren is a designer. You understand? I'm not buying from nobody else.
And the next thing is it's free.
Correct.
It's free to share.
Yeah.
It have no limit on sharing somebody's business.
Correct.
Because you genuinely think. So it's not a matter of how this person is post so much. I mean, you watching TV and there's a million ads.
Yeah.
And somebody ads is singing along too.
Yeah. And it's sick.
Well, it's the same thing that we as small business owners trying to do.
Yeah.
We're trying to get into you to see what we provide that you can come and patronize. It's the same thing we're trying to do. So it have no amount of times that it have no way Satan, only share it twice.
No.
Share.
Keep sharing.
That is a big way to support in the social media world that we live in.
Correct. And some of the things I do too is I try to, even in the shop here, I have a drawer full of call cards. All my clients, right? And that's something I practice. All of my clients, I try to get them to, tell me what they do, what type of business they're into, so that I always have it to the front of my mind. If anybody asks a plumber, I know where I'm sending them. If anybody asks a mason, I know where I'm sending them, So those are some of the things that I think as a people, we need to be a little more excited about seeing one another succeed. right?
That's a very good point.
And the only time we really understand what I mean is when we start we own thing.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
It's only when you dive in and you get into the hot side of the kitchen. You
see what we that's what this Karen and
we saying. Correct.
Yeah,
you understand?
No, you're getting messages on your phone. People who never share something from you, nothing. The messaging I started a new business. You could share my handle.
Yeah.
That's what you could do that.
Yeah.
You could do that even before you start your own, because I look forward to everybody or a lot of people that I know starting a business so that I can patronize them the same way that I would want and expect them to patronize me.
Correct. And you have to encourage, I mean, sometimes somebody might have a little idea but they're frightened.
Yeah.
They might be scared. They want to try and take a little leap of faith or whatever the case is. You have to encourage them and you have to say, well, boy, here what's going on. Start the thing now. If you don't start it, you will never know.
Yeah.
You
and
know
that's something I always, as if I can be in how much of a hurry. As they say, boy, I think I open up. Oh, everything stopped. What is that? I want to hear, because one learned from my personal experience as a young African black man in Trinidad and Tobago. Plenty of us were not encouraged to work for ourselves.
Yes.
Plenty of us were turned away from some of the things that we liked or envisioned doing and forced by parents who probably didn't know better to go and work. So today I don't want to make that mistake. Especially younger people around me, as they come up with the idea, somebody have an idea for something,
write it down.
as you always say,
write it down.
And see where you can start one time. Because the universe works in such a way. You might have that idea. It's a good idea. It takes real long, and you see somebody doing it and making plenty money off it, and you find it now it's even harder for you to come in because that person start.
As a book, I forget the author now. He's always said, start where you are with what you have. You understand, and you will get where you need to go, right? And one of the things we hope to see by this particular drive that we're pushing here today is that in supporting the small businesses and the black businesses in your community, in your family, friendship, is that the dollar will stay in the community a little longer, right? I was listening to what's this man named by the rapper who do the Killer Mike, right? Where he was explaining that in all the other communities the dollar stays longer, right? And in the black community it's 6 hours max. Right now, I want to make a disclaimer, because I see it on all the black business groups, everybody talking about boycotting and boycotting and boycotting. It have a danger in boycotting because
it have certain things we don't provide.
We don't provide, and we have no choice but to support those industries, right? Yes. Because we have no other way or means to get the product, right? Also, the flip side to that is most of these big industries is employing us, right? So by boycotting them, we shoot ourselves in the foot, right? But I want to state clearly that when we say support black business, we mean that your first decision must always be, if I need a broom, who is the black hardware? Who is the black owned grocery? Who is the black owned whatever it might be, that you could run by and say, hey, let me get a broom now, boy. Right? And it's important to tell these people why you're supporting the business as well, because in their minds too, that will create because they might be thinking, why I getting support from everybody, is a cool scene, but within themselves now, they're not supporting black business. But when you tell them, the reason I come in here is because there's a black man, I'm supporting you and I know you, right? That have a different energy that is following.
And the flip side, that to that point is we want to also state clearly from the Afro view. We're not telling you support our business strictly because it's black owned. You have to support our business and get good service from.
Right.
We also want to write off the cancel culture, that write off thing. One bad service from a black owned company shouldn't be enough
for you to stop supporting them.
Stop supporting them and
you're bashing
the name.
Yeah.
Right? That can be, because we have conglomerates in this country from outside of this country that has given us terrible service. And we still go back. We get terrible service Saturday and Sunday lunchtime we back by them.
We ain't calling no names. Because we give them no forward.
Right.
We ain't getting paid for no advertising here.
All I say to you is, it can't be so easy. So here what? Come and talk to them.
Yes.
Come and say, hey, because most of it, when we talk about a small business that circulating the dollar is something also we need to start to explain a little more and explain to we children and things that the money that is coming when the African communities in this country get paid, it might leave the same evening or the next day by going in supermarkets and paying bills and things. It's not going to circulate to do anything in the community. And that's what we're talking about.
Correct.
Right? We can sell our own food. We don't have to go in these supposed fancy restaurants. We can go and get our food. Nearly everything that we need, nearly, not all, we can provide for ourselves.
Correct.
And we have to come off of that mentality that I go in by this place and eat and some like who really and truly you're enriching others. Because you don't take that same energy and vibe to say, well, you know, I see them doing something, they love and see what they're doing.
Correct.
And get them forward.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
We had to do that because it's them same youth men, when the business boss come, we in support them, had to go and work in the same fancy restaurant that you're going
and support.
It's the same people cooking for you.
Yeah.
We have to learn and understand and teach to the coming generation how important it is to spend money on yourself, and don't tell us it's racial.
No, I ain't buying that.
All of that ethnic groups do that.
Yeah.
Because in Trinidad and Tobago, we don't like to talk about it, and that's one of the reasons that we're doing this here.
Correct.
You have certain ethnicities that it's a certain parts of the country and certain businesses you will never see them. Are we not vexed with them?
No, can't be vexed.
I'm just saying to you, it's time for us to do that. Time for us to spend more money amongst ourselves, and time for us to get involved in more businesses.
That's correct. Because ultimately, and I could talk to this, I know you could talk to this too, by supporting and keeping the money in the community, what happens is you start forcing the businesses to grow.
Yeah.
You understand? Because if more of us come into the burger man, who have a little burger cat, and we saying, boy, we sell out, Friday sell out, Saturday sell out, Sunday sell out, and they sell it out early. That man studying, boy.
If I was buying 10 burgers Friday,
I have to buy 20.
I start to buy 20. You understand?
And now I could hire another youth man, I could hire another young lady.
That's exactly what we're saying. With the group, with the supporter self,
yes.
With the supporter you own your group.
Yes.
So, Nubian Experience, I doing one thing. When the demand jump up, then I have to go and find a black owned printer to help me now.
Correct. And a t-shirt supplier.
Right? And that is what we're talking about. We're talking about that is what will force, as I say, it will force growth.
Yeah.
When it forces growth now, it will also force inspiration.
Correct. And we have to stop the excuses. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't interrupt you.
The inspiration will be when I start to grow, things around me will start to grow.
Correct.
Right? Then I will be able to tell you, yes, because you're seeing now more and more people lit it and everything.
Good.
And then the younger person will go, you know, I have an idea for a thing too, and before we shall actually do that and hear the story how we start, and they do that too.
Correct.
And that's what we want. We want more positive inspiration and more positive motivation in the African
community. And the next point of that is as I was rightfully saying just now, the excuses. I listen to some nonsense people telling me why so. Alright, so if I stop supporting so and so, what's the alternative? But at the end of the day, if we don't build it, how we go support it?
Who just said that, boy? Build it and they will come.
Build it and they will come, right? Yeah. That biblical. You understand? It's biblical. And it factual because people just talk about, you know, certain things, but I could testify, partner, when I build my business, I put my business in Battery, not on the main road, right? And in 9 years, the amount of people that I could tell you just come here from all over the country to support my business because I word of mouth, because I'm doing good business, as you say, I'm doing good work.
You have to
you understand? So the word traveling and people coming, right? So it doesn't matter where you are. You build it, and people will come. You could be living life until beatum. It doesn't matter.
Once
right? You're providing a service,
a good
service, people will come. You could start a grocery, and that's one of the things I didn't want to bring this up in the topic, but the La Hoqueta community, I was so pleased to see the amount of people supporting this, this venture, because I ain't calling no name, right? This venture. But ultimately, what could have been taken, or what could or should have happened coming out of that was businesses, La Hoqueta becoming self-sufficient.
So, from that,
yeah,
it had to be a lesson.
Correct.
That
it's possible.
Exactly. It shows how much money we have circulating in our community, but it doesn't stay in our community. So the lesson that should come out of that is, oh boy, we can come together and do something, boy, we can come together and do something positive.
Correct.
Right? Because we have money circulating in the community. The problem is we don't spend the money
in the community
or in businesses owned and run by us.
The community.
Right? So the money just come out. So most of us in we lifetime up to a certain age never see the effects of that money circulating in the community.
Agreed.
So that's what we have to do. Just use it as a lesson.
As a lesson. Right? So, folks, I don't know if you have anything else you want to touch on.
I just want to close off by saying, don't let anybody tell you that supporting black-owned business is racial, because there are ethnicities in this country, multi-millions of others that will never come in your black-owned business and buy something. And nothing is wrong with that.
Nothing is wrong with that.
You just have to be strong enough mentally to overstand and live that you need to support your own, and parents and young people will look for things to get involved in.
Correct. And encourage your children. I have 4, right? And each one of them different, and each one of them have their own little passions. Some of the things that has irked me a little bit, particularly with the education system in the country, is that they're not encouraging the children to be entrepreneurial. So, right now, I ain't saying everyone's supposed to be business.
We will stop that right here, because there's a whole other video.
There's a whole next
because we have to talk about that.
Correct.
There is something about, again, that we just shushu about in the country.
Yeah.
That is a devastating thing to the African community in this country. The education system and what does come out of it.
Right. So next topic. Next topic. Yeah. Next week, we're coming back to talk about that. Right. So folks, just to close with a little quotation, they say a river that forgets its source
dries up.
Will soon dry up. Alright?
That's an African proverb.
African proverb. You see, we like them with the mentors and them here, Martin, Rosa,
and my favorite,
Malcolm. Everybody does ask me who is that, but that is Malcolm.
Yeah.
Right? So folks,
be safe.
Yeah.
More life in good health, and we go bounce up again.
As we say, goodness.